Let's now call on our beloved Senator Richard Gordon, Chairman of the Philippine Red Cross.
Thank you very much. Our esteemed awardees, please give them a very big hand. You see they come from all walks, all directions that they set for our country. These are priceless people. They lift up our people. They inspire them. They provide meaning in life, not just in the pursuit of material things, but not just giving their own treasure, but by themselves provide hope for others, find their fulfillment in working for others. When I was a young man, not too very long ago, I went to the Ateneo, and there was a saint there that struck my attention, got my attention. His name was Saint Stanislaus Kotsko. He came from a nobleman family, and his motto was, "I was born for greater things." And that stuck in my mind because I belong to a family that worked very hard. Other people think we're part of the elite. My parents were both high school graduates. They never got to college. And they were extremely hard. Not just for getting us a better future, but working for the community. Adopting children, settling boys down and girls home. My mother was in the Red Cross for 63 years. She was a volunteer. She would wake up at night and look for blood. And built a blood bank, and then later on headquarters. She even had a mobile clinic for the Red Cross, set up all by herself. My father was also a volunteer. My wife, Kate, was there with me as a volunteer. She's a chairperson of the Red Cross. Part of that ladies' foundation came along the board, which went to the hospital every day, 3 groups, day shift, night shift, graveyard shift. They were all volunteers. They changed linen, pulled wheelchairs, etc. My children are volunteers. My daughter, Marnie, is RH negative, and she's always ready to give blood at all times. Sometimes called in the middle of the night. My grandchildren, Harry over there, and a lot of others. I have 13. They've been wrapping goods during disasters. And I am privileged and blessed because I tried to practice what Stanislaus Kotsko said, that we were born for greater things. It's not individual. Greater things are greater societies. Born by people who, as Gandhi said, man is at the center of a circle, the circumference of which is self-imposed. There are no limits to what the volunteer can do. No one points a gun at a volunteer and says, "You volunteer." That's conscription. Whether it's war, whether it's a cancer warrior, whether it's a mangyan, whether it's a businessman, whether it's a Muslim, there is no exclusivity. There are no borders. There is no time. There's just a deep sense of urgency to make a difference in the lives of others. I've been privileged and blessed to work in a community that domesticated crime. My father was assassinated 3 years. It was an attempt on his life. When I finally got to be mayor after so many career shifts, I was in Procter & Gamble, which was my first job. Every man's dream, to be in brand. I had to leave. Go back to Olongapo, and then when my mother got elected mayor, I decided to go to law school so that I could volunteer my work as a lawyer later on. I became a constitutional convention delegate, but still a student. Another career shift. Became a lawyer, and then went back to law. And in the process, we cleaned up the city of Olongapo. We didn't have to shoot people to have good governance. We didn't have to force people to do so. We made people responsible for their lives. Clean up the streets, report crime, pick up cigarettes on the street, and a sense of duty to the community. Drivers wore uniforms because they were professionals. People were taught to drive, to take the right jeeps. And on the need to get together to help others such as Cabanatuan earthquake, Baguio, Luzon, our people became volunteers again. They went out of their way. Barangay captains, market vendors, they went up to Baguio, they went up to the Luzon, they went up to Cabanatuan. People gave us food for the people there. My mother had blood. My mother had a kitchen up in La Union as the people from Baguio were coming down. What a great experience. And then, when we ourselves got hit by Pinatubo, we also got assistance from people who volunteered. Pinatubo was the eruption of the century. But we managed to get our feet back up. We cleaned up the ash. We prayed to the Lord, but what a shovel. And while we were up there as the ash was falling and the rain was falling down, we told the Lord and prayed. And because of that shovel, we literally shoveled the dust out of the roofs and we all survived. We cleaned up and then the second whammy hit us. This time, remove the bases, remove, food on the table for everybody, education for children. Everybody depended on the U.S. bases. We got all people to volunteer. 8,000 of them started. Volunteers are sometimes mocked. Inuuto kayo, wala kayo sweldo. Kailan tatrabaho nila? They're mocked. Volunteers are sometimes envied. Volunteers, they don't count the day, they don't count the time. They just go out there, protect things that did not belong to them. That's why I'm privileged here, because they also got an award. My mother got an award. And I belong to a society that is 152 years old, the Red Cross. My group is over there, along with my family. IFRC at Tarizoma over there. And a volunteer from Spain, and who's working for the German Red Cross, Emilia. I personally picked him to come over here because I'd like to work. I have Mr. Lupta here, who works blood. And we now have blood all over the country. Given by volunteers who give blood every day. Given by money provided by people who provide a good Blood Samaritan program, along with some, we do not get a budget from the government. I also would like to cite Ida. Ida is here in Social Services, and Ryan Hopia, who manages all the millions of volunteers that we have all over the country. As I speak, Secretary General of the Red Cross, who was a volunteer when she was young in Sulu, has gone up to become Secretary General. She also manages the Red Cross, and at the same time, all of us work together. Let you know that as I speak here, houses are being built, livelihood people are being trained for livelihood. And as I speak here, a lot of people call us at all times of the night. I have a telephone service called the Richard Gordon numbers, and people call me and I don't know them at all hours of the evening, and I wake them up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make sure that we service the people who are in need. As I speak here today, volunteers man our ambulances, volunteer nurses, and soon volunteer doctors. We're going to upgrade the ambulance. And they managed to this day to have about 23,000 people assisted and about 6,200 people brought to hospitals. 1,100 paid, the rest were free. And we have to sustain them. Red Cross now provides 52% of the blood needs of the country, and we're trying to raise it some more. We have built 135,000 homes. In Hayang alone, we're at 67,000 homes, and by the end of the middle of next year, we will have built about 83,000 homes, in addition to the 66,000 that we built previously. This is the power of volunteerism. In the Red Cross, we call it the power of humanity. And this is what we have here. You don't have to be in the Red Cross, but you should be a member of the Red Cross, because everybody is welcome to be a member of the Red Cross. We partner with everybody. We partner with Muslim Red Crescent movements. We partner with Christians. We partner even in the Cordilleras. Volunteers are everywhere in the world. And every day there's a threat to a volunteer. We have lost 39 volunteers in Syria, from to whom it may concern bullets. We have lost volunteers in the Ukraine, in the Sudan. And we have volunteers in the Ebola, Filipino volunteers. And we sent 29 Filipino volunteers to the earthquake in Nepal, where we sent 5 doctors, one of which came from the volunteer from Olongapo City. And and the others from the Makati Medical Center volunteer of the Red Cross. And they were the first ones to provide cesarean section operation. They almost lost their lives in the second earthquake. They had to be evacuated, leaving all their personal belongings, and they had to get out of the helicopter. So this is the movement today. You gave me an award today, which you gave my mother. We should give another Red Cross volunteer, Amelia Gordon, and another Red Cross volunteer, Rosa Rizal, and another Red Cross volunteer named Lulu Casas Nessa, who was passed on along with my mother. You've also given an award to the Philippine National Red Cross at that time, as a society, an organization. So I'm privileged here, because I stand with people who we represent. I've always told my people, quoting some Englishman before, that leadership is not position, it is action. Today I say volunteerism is not an award, it is action. And today, let me congratulate everyone here and all the volunteers who remain faceless, nameless if you will, who do, as I said in my song that I helped create in the Red Cross, when the world no longer watches, we do what must be done. My passion I guess comes from my mother. Never a day passes in my life with the award of great exemplary parents that provided me with a life and my family with a life of great meaning. I would like to share that with you. Volunteerism, an act of the will, not political will, but the will to effect change against danger, against mediocrity, against bigotry, the will to become a person of substance, not by title, but a day-to-day struggle to uplift human dignity. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very heartwarming message. We got heard clearly. Volunteerism is about passion that you see from your beloved parents, brothers, sisters, people around you. Volunteerism is a life of great meaning, and we felt that volunteerism, as you said it so clearly, is a sense of duty for each and every one of us. In fact, there should be that deep sense of urgency, sir, in helping others. We felt it. It is in our hearts and in our souls right now, because we heard it from you and from the rest of the outstanding volunteers of this beloved country, our own Philippines. So now may I call on the Achievement Award in recognition of his lifelong commitment as a champion and advocate of volunteerism, for initiating innovative programs that harness volunteerism as a modality for local and national development. In particular, the Olongapo City Volunteers, the Department of Tourism Volunteer 12, and the Red Cross 143.